Welcome to a beautiful, hot, sunny Sunday morning here in Hiroshima. Look at that. Blue skies, 30 degrees. Anyway, I'll make my way down to the bus station. No, sorry, that's a lie. The train station. I'm just so used to getting buses. Make my way off to a little town, a little seaside town, not far from here. Only about an hour and a half, called Onomichi, where, according to the person in the last hostel I stayed in, 70% of the population is over 75, so that's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to head first to the bookshop because I want to get an English language book, so that when I'm there I can just get a coffee, sit down by the coastline, just read a bit, you know, just take it easy. That's what you do at seaside towns, just take it easy. So yeah, we'll start making our way down towards the train station. Coffee first. So I stopped off, got myself a book. The 100-year-old man climbed out of the window and disappeared. I have heard of it, so I'm glad I found something. It cost about €4, 700 yen, pretty good. Exactly €4, I think. Anyway, I realised when I came out of the book off, the shop that sells the books, I was like, hold on, where's my hat? Looked around, no, nowhere. I must have either lost it in the convenience store or else in the, in that bookshop and didn't realise. So I had to buy myself a new one in the 100 yen shop. So any eagle-eyed viewers who happen to say, geez, that's a different hat, you're right. Just at Hiroshima station now. I'll miss this place, although I won't miss the train station area, it's a bit boring. But I mean, I'll miss Hiroshima in general. It's warm. This hat was well needed. I could have lasted until I got to Onomichi without it, but come on, I have to be comfortable getting to the train station, right? See all the greenery up here on this second, third and fourth floor? That's pretty cool, right? It's just green everywhere. So yeah, I've got a bus to catch, or a bus. I'm so used to getting buses. I've got a train to catch in about 50 minutes, so it's plenty of time. I hope, if I can find the right platform and where to go. So yeah, I'll catch you. Probably not on the train, but probably when we arrive in Onomichi. Well, I've arrived in Onomichi. A lot of people come here, but they don't usually stay here. They usually just take a day trip. But looks like there's a little festival thing kind of going on over here now. Unfortunately, I'm not going over there just yet. My hotel is that direction. But there's a second-hand shop the other way that I want to just have a little look in, because it's a bit more off the beaten track. You know, it's not in one of the big cities. It looks like it's going to rain, but well, forecast said no. It's very hot. So anyway, I'll head down to the second-hand shop, just check it out, and then maybe on the way back we'll just walk past that little event over there and just see what the hell's going on. So I'm just walking down this street. Now this is not really the main street. The main street is back the direction of my hostel, where I'll meet the guy that was staying in the last hostel I was in, which is pretty cool. The hostel I'm coming to stay in here was actually recommended by one of the hostel staff who had spent a few days here last week or the week before. But you can come down this street and you can already get a sense, like, this is the busy street here to the right of the train station, to the west of the train station, but it already has that kind of very small city, I suppose it technically is, but it's more, it has like a small town main street feel, you know. It's very clean, quiet enough, not too much traffic, lovely wide pathways. Of course, the pathways in Japan are kind of built into the same level as the road is. Usually what I'm used to is like a raised path on the side of the road, but anyway, that's Japan for you. You know what, that second-hand shop was actually pretty damn good. They've got loads of old things, reasonable price. They've got a few Game Boys, but there are some little defects that are noted on them. I'll have to go back before I leave here and just kind of translate them properly and get a feel for what it actually says about them, because you don't want to get one and then you have to spend more money. Like, you might as well just get one that's functioning perfectly if that's the case. So I'm just gonna yeah, I'll come down here tomorrow or the day after. I've got plenty of time here, but they've loads of old Super Nintendos, well, Famicom, Super Famicom, loads of old stuff. So it's a pretty cool shop. It's one of the better book offs or hard off. It's hobby off and hard off. It's one of the better ones that I've been in. Over there, I just checked that little supermarket out. Every time I go somewhere, I check out the supermarkets, because, you know, if you're staying somewhere and you want to grab like a bento box or food that's already packaged that you just have to heat up in the microwave, the supermarket's way better than any convenience store for the price and selection, actually. But I ended up buying iced coffee latte, cafe latte, coffee latte, and like a red bean paste bun, just to nibble on while I'm going to my hostel. But both of them only came to 150 yen. That's it. Not even a euro, not even a dollar, maybe a dollar, but not a euro. So I mean, like, you know, the coffee alone would have cost more than that in, just say, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson, whatever. It would have cost like 170 on its own. So combine that with the bean paste bun, and you know, bean paste is one of those things you have to get used to. I like it, but yeah, what a deal. Now I've just come out to the dock area where we saw this little street party going on. It's lovely smell across here. You can cycle here, you rent a bike, you get a ferry over, and then you start this cycle all the way to Shikoku, the other southern island, well, southwest of Japan, basically. Yeah, so this is the island I said to you, it's kind of forgotten about by tourists, but you've got all these lovely little art pieces on sale, clothes, handbags, all surrounded by this lovely dock area. Everyone eating, having a good time. I don't know if I can walk in the grass, why not? These are all doing it, it's very warm. Teddy bears for sale. I don't know what the hell it is though. It's something for the firefighters, I think. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Ice cream for sale, drinks for sale. I guess there's a concert starting soon. Ice cream. Stuff for kids, games. Yeah. Well, I'll just walk this way. I don't know what they're doing, but there is something to do with a fire truck. Maybe I'll walk back down here later and see what's going on. It is a nice day out, it's Sunday, you know. See what's happening around the town. I don't know if I'll go, do you know what? I'll go down by the seaside, the dock side. Just because it's a bit better, because if you go over there where the train station is, you know, it's just typical, like it's just a busy street. Whereas along here you've got the water side. It's a bit more interesting, at least just for walking to the place for the first time. You can get French fries and everything. Only 300 yen for French fries. It's not bad. Churros, 300 yen, my god. Talk about value. That's $2. Now I know there's a lot of tourists here from the west because, well, I saw them all on the train. They were on the same train as me. But a load of Japanese come here as well. It's a good day trip from Okayama or even Hiroshima. I mean, what did it take me to get here? It took me an hour and a half basically, with a changeover of 20 minutes. So of travel time was only about an hour and 10 minutes, which is pretty damn good. So Onomichi actually opened as a port city way back in 1100. and for about 500 years it remained the rice shipment centre and trade port for foreign nations, until of course 1600s, when the Takagawa shogunate took over. All trade was closed off to foreign countries, so of course the significance then of Onomichi kind of went down quite a lot. It wasn't as important. I guess it was important for shipping around Japan, but you know, this place, that means like it's been a port essentially 1,000 years basically. This place has been a port town. Now, it wasn't always just, it's gotten bigger over the years, because I think from the start of the 1900s it started to incorporate little villages that were nearby. You know, a lot of places do this. They kind of, I forget the word, but they basically annex them essentially and just include them then in the region. So, you know, the towns all around end up becoming part of Onomichi, and it just spreads out and out and out. But even so, it's cool to think that this place was so important back in the day. So I'll tell you a little something about those photos there that you're seeing, right? So every 10 years a group of over 300 directors for the British Film Institute get together and they cast their votes for the best movie of all time. So every 10 years it can change, of course, you know, more directors come along, directors die, so the votes always change. But anyway, back in 2012 there was a movie that was voted the best movie of all time. It's called A Tokyo Story, and the film was made back in the 50s, the early 50s. And the start of the movie and the end of the movie are set and filmed in Onomichi. So it's pretty cool, isn't it? This place was part of the best movie of all time. Interesting when you're walking around, you find these pictures. They've also just got like artworks around, just all along this walkway here. Every few meters you've got a new piece of art. Now it's a nice contrast walking along here compared to, just say, when you're in Yokohama or you're in Nagasaki or you're in Kagoshima. They all are beautiful, lovely places, and I really love walking around them, but at the same time they're also big cities. Whereas you come somewhere here like Onomichi and it has that small town charm just along the riverside, or the sea is right beside us, you just can't see it. But you know, there's something nice about that. It has much more of a slow pace. It's not that the other places are hectic, but you know what I mean. It just has that small town charm just built into it when you're walking around. No big crazy castles here. There's temples for sure. There's shrines. There's a special, I don't know if it's temples or shrines, but there's a walk along here that incorporates loads of them along the way. So might do that tomorrow morning, because I want to just chill then after that, read my book. Still looks like it's gonna rain, doesn't it? Well look, I'm getting used to the rain after the last couple of days. It's lovely here, really nice. But yeah, as I said, there's no huge monuments, no big buildings, nothing like that here. It's much more small town feel. Don't know if you can see behind me, but it's probably too far away. But one thing I noticed that Japanese people love to do, they love to walk around with their dogs in a pram or a stroller if you're American. I don't know why. Anytime you see people walking along you think, oh, there must be a baby there, but no, you see a little dog poking its head out. It's fun, I like it, but oh, like a SpongeBob t-shirt. See, as I'm walking along here, I'm kind of scoping the place out a little bit. Not that there's a lack of selection of places to read when I'm sitting down in the sun, but I just want to find that perfect spot that's got a nice open kind of feel to it, you know. I mean, I don't want to be sitting here just say at the benches, they're closed off behind this bit of contraption here, you know. I want to be open. I want to feel the sea breeze coming in, be able to smell it, which I can smell now. It's very strong. But you know, that's what I mean. I don't want to be just. Ooh, that was a hornet, I think. But anyway, sorry. I apologise for getting distracted. I always get distracted. But yeah, I just want somewhere open. You know, if you're able to go, you can't. But if you're able to go down and like sit at the end of this docking area here, that would be nice. You know. There are seats along the way, like with steps down, but they're also very wet. I have a few spots that I've picked out. I was like, yeah, you know what? If there's not many people kind of crowding these spots, this is a great place to read a few hours, sip on a coffee. Look, it's about time I checked in. I have 10 minutes till check-in time begins. Now, I haven't paid yet. Usually when you book, you know, most of the time if you use like booking.com, you get the option if you want to pay at the property or pay now. I usually just pay now because it saves any hassle, but this didn't have any option. I just booked it straight away. And I'm thinking, alright, that's fine, I'll pay when I get there, but I'm also thinking, alright, wait, what if they don't take card and I have to go and look for an ATM? And you know, it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, it is technically a guest house, so they get loads of foreign tourists here. I'm sure, surely they have some kind of card reader, right? Actually, it's Japan, maybe not. This is my little guest house here. It's small, but it's nice. The staff are pretty nice. The girl was showing me on the map where to go for ramen, where to go for reading, had my book with me. Yeah, pretty nice. So, she recommended a nice coffee shop as well. However, it's not open today. It's Sunday, so. Well, actually no. Why am I saying that as if it's a normal thing? In Japan, usually things do open on Sunday, but I guess in small towns like this, it's quite different from the city. They've got reading material as well there in English, but you know, I've bought this book. This is what I'm gonna read. She also, yeah, that coffee shop she recommended to me. It looks really nice. What I see of it, googled it, and it looks real like cozy, old-fashioned, dark, like a proper coffee shop. Look at this little house over here. It's lovely. So I'm just gonna take a little walk up the main street that I didn't come along, because if you remember I walked along the waterfront, but I'm gonna walk up towards the main street and just look for a little spot to read my book. I might not read too much of it today, but I'll get half an hour in. Half an hour would be quite nice, just to sit down and read a bit. Yeah, so that's basically the plan for now. I'll walk and just explore. There is a pretty cool street that I'm going to check out tomorrow. It's up just above the train station. It's called the Cat Street, where cats follow you around, so that should be fun. Let's see how that goes. Even when you're walking down these kind of streets, like these buildings look like they're still back in the 80s, don't they? I quite like it. Just adds a bit of character to the town, if you get what I mean. You know, there's still all these old dark buildings. Obviously there's a bit of a renovation going on up here, but a lot of the streets that I've come through are similar to this. They're old, traditional houses, traditional shops. It's quite nice that it hasn't become this big shopping district with all these big fancy shops. They're all kind of small shops. I just crossed the street and I seen this little walkway up, so I'll take a little look. I think it might be a temple. It is. You know, now that I think of it, I don't really want to come here, but I am, because if I do the temple walk tomorrow, I'll be here again. But look, I'm passing by, so I might as well just have a little look. Just wanted to have a small look in here. I'm not going to go up to the temple itself just because I think this is part of the temple walk. So I'll save that for tomorrow morning. It's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow as well, so perfect really. Anyway, I'm going to head back and just take a little walk down a couple of the side streets. This area is lovely. Goes all the way up behind me. I'm going to take a little walk up and just browse around. It's lovely. You come over the train track here and just up here, and it's so quiet. Probably because not many people want to be walking up. There's a ropeway further along that you can get, but ropeway is for wimps, come on, or old people. Let's walk down a couple of these narrow little streets. Wow. That's someone's house. Isn't that beautiful? Really. I don't think you can actually walk over there, but like, nice little street. Imagine living at the end here. Cool. This house, that garden we looked into goes all the way up there. But it is a private garden. There's like a letterbox on the side, so I'm not going in. I just wanted to have a little look in with the camera. Just a random cat going by there. Look at all these cute little side streets going off to the side. Obviously they're going off to the side, it's a side street. I don't really want to walk all the way up just yet because that's for tomorrow, but what a nice little place to have a house. What a view. Pretty cool place to have a cafe and a bar, isn't it? Just come up the stairs a little bit more. I'm not going any further because that's one of the main temples, and we saved that for tomorrow, as I said. But just look at this little viewpoint that you have up here. Isn't that lovely with the pagoda here, the three-tier pagoda? So peaceful. Little breeze coming in. If I can find a spot up here for reading, I will. So you can actually walk up to the pagoda, which is what we're gonna do right now. Didn't realise, I just followed this little path down with a couple of houses. A couple of them are abandoned by the looks of it. Oh, you can walk down to it from above as well. I see a little stairway over to the right. Yeah, pretty cool. So we go down and walk down that little street I said to you, with a few, like, I don't want to say shanty kind of houses, but it's kind of like what you normally see in the, well, smaller towns or rural Japan. When you're walking through, you'll see, I'll show you now. A couple of these houses I've seen people out at their garden or out at their front door, but you see, like, further up where these traffic cones are, you'll see inside the window there's a lot of, like, trash left around. There's a lot of mail in the letterbox. Here, see, it's basically getting reclaimed by nature here. And you'll find a few of those houses around Japan. I remember when I was in Morioka, which is a town in, well, it's north of Tokyo. Well, not north exactly, but it'd be northeast of Tokyo. And the owner of the guest house that I was staying in, Della-san was his name, he said to me, and I mentioned this before, he said, like, you know, when children grow up in these houses in the countryside, they obviously move off, just say, to the big cities, because that's where all the opportunities are. And then when the houses are abandoned by the parents, well, not abandoned, but the parents die, and they leave the houses to the people, but the people don't want to come back, or they can't, because they've got lives and they've got work in the big city, so they just leave them to kind of just go abandoned. Even this building here looks abandoned, or at least the outside of it is not being tended to. Doesn't mean it's necessarily abandoned, because, you know, they might just not bother with that part, but oh, it's got to be abandoned, right? Pretty sure it is. Now, I said I wasn't going to come up these kind of ways again today, but I hear music, and I don't know if it's a Buddhist or a Shinto thing. I think it's a Buddhist thing. Where is it coming from? I don't know if this is a house or not. Overgrown shrine area here. Turns out the music was coming from somebody's window, so yeah, not exactly a Buddhist practice that I was coming along to check out. But anyway, look, that's the way it goes. Just gotta follow your nose. So anyway, look, as I said, we'll explore more of that area tomorrow. That's the main kind of area of Onomichi, apart from the riverside, obviously. But that's kind of the temple walk thing. That's the main thing, really. So we're gonna check out that tomorrow. Oh, here's a train. So that area is what we're gonna check out tomorrow. I kept going back into it. I know. But you know, when I looked over to the side, I just couldn't resist. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go up these few steps just to see what's there. But I'm not going up anymore, I swear. I'm almost back at the train station. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start walking back towards the seafront. I'll find a little spot to read for a while the sun is still out. And just take advantage of that. Make hay while the sun shines, isn't that what they say? So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do. I'll show you, I'll give you a little look when I find my spot of where I'm going to be reading. So catch you in a few. Well, I found a little spot for reading. Just sit down here, have my book here. The 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared. And take in this view. Isn't that lovely? What a view to be reading, sure, right? Super peaceful, relaxing here. And this is a pretty good book, by the way. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's so weird, but yeah, it's written in like a really funny way. And what am I? 65 pages in. It's pretty good. It's so nice just sitting here. So quiet. This lovely view. As a matter of fact, I've got this light helping me to keep the pages lit. Really good. Yeah, I'm so happy I come out here today. It's such a change from the big cities, because there is parks, of course. But, you know, coming out here where it's just the quiet noise of the water kind of splashing up against the side here of the pier. It's just, yeah. Oh. It's just heaven, that's all. Not to get too dramatic, but, you know, it's such a nice place. Look at the moon up there. Oh, I tell you. If you're in Hiroshima, just take a couple of days and come to Onomichi. Very happy I came here, but yeah, really enjoying sitting here reading. So quiet. The odd time a person comes up with their dog, just walks up along here, but overall, super quiet. I'll do the same tomorrow. Well, finished reading now. Didn't finish the book, but I got to like the last chapter I read ended on like page 101, so good number to finish it on today. I'll resume more tomorrow after the temple walk. I'm looking forward to that, really am. Haven't seen my buddy yet from the last hostel in Hiroshima, but he's in the same place, so I might see him in the lobby part later, or the, not lobby, but the kind of common room. Yeah, so plan now is just to head back and get a bit of food, so I don't know if I'll show you that. I might.
I'm also
It's pretty cool.
also born in Kyoto. I've